right, everyone, buckle up. We're diving deep into a topic that I think speaks to, like, everyone at some point, Dharma, that whole what's my purpose thing.
It's a big one. And we've got this awesome audiobook as our guide today. Discover Your Dharma, a Vedic guide to finding your purpose.
I love that it's rooted in these ancient traditions, but brings it into, like, the modern day. So before we get lost in the woo-woo, let's start with the basics. What is Dharma, really?
Well, think of it like this. It's not just about what you do. It's about who you are at your core, your passions, your skills, that unique energy you bring to the world, and how you can use all of that to make an impact.
So it's more than just like a job title. It's bigger than that.
Way bigger. The book uses this metaphor of a highway. Imagine you're on this Dharma highway, driving towards your purpose, but there are all these exits tempting you to get off track.
Oh, tell me about it. I feel like I've taken the please everyone but yourself exit a few times.
Right, or the that's a safe and practical choice, even if it makes you miserable, exit. Those popular ones. But here's the thing, no matter how far you've strayed, you can always merge back onto that Dharma highway.
I needed to hear that. Okay, let's talk about something I find fascinating. Ka and karma.
Ah, yes. The book describes Ka as that feeling of flow, where everything feels effortless because you're in alignment.
Like being in the zone, totally present.
Exactly. And then there's karma, which in this context isn't about punishment, but rather those little, or sometimes big, nudges from the universe telling you something's off.
Those course correction signs. So how do we even begin to identify this thing, this Dharma? I mean, where do we start looking?
Well, the audiobook lays out these 4 distinct paths that people tend to resonate with.
Okay, let's hear them.
Some people just seem to know from a young age, they have this innate gift, a passion that's always been there. Then there are those who discover their Dharma through overcoming major challenges. The book calls this the breakdown breakthrough path.
Powerful. What are the other 2?
The third is what I call turning your mess into your message.
Yeah.
You face a challenge in your own life, figure out a solution, and then realize, hey, I can help others with this too.
Love that. And the last one.
The fourth path is for those who are driven by a deep desire to make a difference on a larger scale. They're called to address a collective need, whether it's social justice, environmental issues, global poverty. They feel this burning passion to create positive change in the world.
I can see how people could resonate with more than one of these.
Absolutely. And that's where things get really interesting, because the audiobook then brings in Ayurveda to personalize this whole Dharma thing even further.
Oh, yeah, Ayurveda. Okay, for those who are new to it, can you give us a little crash course on how it plays into all of this?
So Ayurveda is all about understanding your unique constitution, your mind-body type, which is determined by these 3 energies called doshas.
Right. Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. I've heard of those, but always get them mixed up.
It's easier than you think. Vata is like the wind, creative, free-spirited, always buzzing with ideas. Pitta is fire, passionate, driven, a natural leader. And Kapha is earth-grounded, nurturing, brings stability and harmony.
Okay, I'm starting to see how these energies could influence how we approach our Dharma.
Exactly. It's not about being just one dosha, most of us are a blend, but understanding your dominant dosha can reveal a lot about your natural strengths, how you operate, and even what kind of work lights you up. Like, a Vata might thrive as an entrepreneur, constantly innovating and bringing new ideas to life, while a Pitta might excel as a CEO, leading with passion and vision.
And a Kapha could be an amazing teacher or counselor, holding space for others with so much compassion and understanding.
See, it all connects. But it gets even cooler. The audiobook maps these doshas onto the actual process of how Dharma manifests.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. Break it down for us.
So picture this. It starts with Vata, the idea phase. This is where inspiration strikes, but it can also feel overwhelming with a million possibilities swirling around.
Oh, I know that feeling well. Hello, Vita brain. Okay, then what?
Then Pitta swoops in, all fired up and ready to take action. This is the execution phase, getting stuff done, making it happen.
I love the Pitta energy, but I can also see how too much Pitta could lead to burnout.
You know it. That's where Kapha comes in, like the wise sage, to remind us to slow down, reevaluate, and make sure it's all sustainable. The reevaluation phase.
So it's like a cycle moving through these different energies to bring our Dharma to life.
Exactly. And each dosha plays a crucial role. Now, where it gets really exciting is with the Dharma archetypes. These are like the roles we're born to play in this lifetime.
Well, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Tell me more about these Dharma archetypes.
Okay, so Dharma archetypes, it's giving me cosmic job fair vibes, and I'm kind of here for it. Spill the tea.
Right. It's not that literal, but I get what you mean. The book lays out 9 of these archetypes, these sort of energies that we can embody. There's the teacher, the nurturer, the visionary. We've also got the entrepreneur, the artist, the researcher.
Wait, there are more? 3 more. We've got the entertainer, the activist, and the warrior. And get this, it's not like you're just one thing. We usually have a few dominant archetypes, and they can even evolve throughout life.
Okay, I'm even more on board now. So you're telling me I can be a mix of like a visionary artist with a dash of warrior thrown in for good measure.
Exactly. It's about recognizing those roles you naturally gravitate towards. And here's where it gets really cool. The book connects these archetypes to the chakras.
Ooh, chakras. Okay, I'm always down for some chakra talk, but how does this tie into Dharma?
Well, instead of just looking at the chakras as energy centers, think of them as playing a specific role in how your Dharma actually shows up in the world.
Okay, this is blowing my mind a little. Give us the rundown.
So let's start at the top with the crown chakra. Imagine it's like an antenna receiving those big aha downloads of inspiration about your purpose.
I'm picturing it sparkling. Then what?
That energy then flows down to the third eye chakra, that intuitive center between your eyebrows. This is where you process those downloads, you visualize, you start getting clear on how to bring those ideas to life.
From inspiration to like the planning stage. So cool.
Exactly. Then it moves down to the throat chakra, the communication center. This is where you start expressing your Dharma, finding your voice, sharing your message with the world.
Whether it's through writing, speaking, art, music, whatever lights you up, then where does it go?
Right. And then it moves down to the heart chakra, obviously the center of love and compassion. This is where you infuse your Dharma with heart, with genuine passion, making it something you truly believe in.
Because it's not just about doing the thing, it's about feeling it, right?
Exactly. And then we move to the solar plexus, your power center. This is where you step into your power and actually make it happen. No more overthinking, no more self-doubt, just pure, aligned action.
Love the solar plexus energy. Okay, what's next?
Then it's down to the sacral chakra, the center of creativity and pleasure. This is where you find the joy in the journey, making sure it's sustainable and avoiding burnout.
Because Dharma isn't about grinding yourself into the ground. It's about finding that sweet spot where passion meets purpose. What's the last stop on this chakra train?
Last but not least, we arrive at the root chakra, the foundation. This is about grounding that vision, that inspiration into reality, taking those practical steps to manifest your Dharma in the material world.
It's like we've taken a cosmic elevator through our entire being and arrived at a whole new level of understanding.
Right. It's not just about knowing your Dharma intellectually. It's about embodying it fully.
Okay, so we've got the what and the why of Dharma. Let's talk about how to actually live it, because, to be honest, I'm feeling a little fired up, but also maybe a tad overwhelmed.
Totally understandable. This stuff is powerful, and that's why the audiobook doesn't leave you hanging. It provides some really amazing tools and practices to help you move from knowing to actually doing.
Okay, phew. Because knowing is only half the battle, right?
Exactly. One of the biggest things the book emphasizes is recognizing those sneaky fears and blocks that hold us back from truly stepping into our Dharma.
Oh, those pesky things, like that voice in the back of our heads whispering, "Who are you to do this?"
Ugh, yes. The dreaded imposter syndrome. So common. But the audiobook gives us some powerful tools to combat that negativity. One of the coolest ones is tapping, or EFT. Have you heard of it?
Tapping, isn't that where you like tap on different points on your body?
Exactly. It might sound a little out there, but it's based on this idea that our bodies hold on to energy, even negative emotional energy. And tapping on specific meridian points can help to release those blockages.
Interesting. So how does it actually work?
Basically, you tap on these points while focusing on the fear or limiting belief you want to release, and you repeat these affirmations to reprogram your subconscious mind.
So it's like we're literally rewiring our brains for success.
Exactly. The book even provides specific tapping scripts you can use to address common Dharma-related fears, like the fear of failure, the fear of judgment, even the fear of success.
The fear of success, that's a thing.
Oh yeah, it's more common than you think. Sometimes we self-sabotage right before reaching a big goal because deep down, we're afraid of what success might bring: more responsibility, more visibility, maybe even a fear of not being able to handle it.
Wow, I've never thought of it like that, but it makes total sense. Okay, so we've got tapping for busting through those fears. What other tools does the audiobook offer?
Well, it also emphasizes the power of community and finding your tribe, or what it calls your Dharma circle.
Yes.
Right.
Like your soul squad. Because let's be real, doing this Dharma thing alone can be tough, right?
For sure. It's so much easier when we have people who get it, who support our dreams and can offer encouragement when those inevitable doubts creep in.
Okay, so how do we find our people, our Dharma circle? Where do we even start?
The book suggests starting by getting clear on what you're passionate about, what lights you up. Then look for communities, groups, or workshops that align with those interests.
Makes sense. Find your people by doing the things you love. So if someone is, say, a budding artist, they could join a local art class or an online community for artists, right?
Exactly. And it's not just about showing up. It's about actively engaging, contributing to the conversation, being open to connecting with like-minded souls.
Vulnerability is key, right? Because it's in those moments of realness that true connection happens.
Absolutely. And from those authentic connections, your Dharma circle can form organically.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you've got your passions, you're finding your people, you're tapping away those fears. What else can help us bring our Dharma to life?
Well, this might seem obvious, but the book really emphasizes the importance of taking action.
Easier said than done sometimes, right?
I hear you. It can feel daunting, especially when we're afraid of making the wrong move. But here's the thing. There's no such thing as a wrong move if it's aligned with your heart.
So true. It's all about trusting our intuition and being willing to experiment.
Exactly. And remembering that it's a process. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just take one step at a time.
I love that. This has been such an eye-opening conversation, and I always like to end our deep dives with a little something for everyone to ponder. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this question from the book. Imagine looking back on your life, knowing you fully embraced your Dharma, you shared your gifts, you made a difference. What does that look like? What would your life be like if you were living in complete alignment with your soul's purpose? Let that vision guide you.
Beautifully said. Trust the process, take those aligned actions, and watch as the universe conspires to support you every step of the way.
It's been such a pleasure diving deep with you all today. Remember, the world needs your unique gifts and talents. So go out there, embrace your Dharma, and shine bright.